Hey, this is Adam here, CEO and founder of the Business Club Academy. And in this video, I'm going to go over the selling mindset. And I'm really excited to share this mindset with you because it's going to put you at ease. I think as I work with thousands of people across the country in this specific topic, I've noticed that the commonality here is the fear of being that pushy salesman or being that person that has to impose themselves on others, or shaking because you don't really know what that person is going to say on the other line, so you're nervous and you have anxiety. I remember my first call, I was literally trembling in fear, shaking profusely because I didn't know what to say, how to say it. I felt I didn't have the posture to be able to put my shoulders back and rock that call. And I want you to be able to be at ease. I want you to have a confidence, and I want you to feel ultimately good about what you're doing and know it, and really associate selling as serving others and having a service mentality when you're going through the process, because it's not just something, it's everything. How you do this is really going to shape, it's going to be the foundation for how you go throughout your entire sales process and how you deliver it. And that ultimately matters. It's kind of like if you don't button up your shirt the right way, then you have to go back and unbutton the shirt and then rebutton it again. I want to give you the foundation here so you don't have to go backwards, that you could just move forward here and build a strong foundation. And I'm excited to go over this. So let's talk about this. There are 3 musts that you absolutely must have to have the right mindset. And so one of that is to serve first. So you might say, well, Adam, of course, it's all about giving value. I already know that, but I really want to put this into perspective here. The number one way, or the number one antidote to fear, is to serve. And the reason why is serving is kindness, and in kindness there's love. It's a form of love, and in love there's no fear. So what does it actually look like? If I were to tell you, hey, I want you to go give this sandwich to a homeless person, would you be afraid that that homeless person would reject you for the sandwich you wanted to give him? No, you wouldn't feel afraid at all. In fact, you wouldn't even think of that. You would be happy to go do it and say, here, I want to give this to you. I noticed you were hungry. But if I told you, I want you to go ask this person over here for money, now all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, what are they going to think of me? That's going to be weird. I don't want to be a weirdo. I don't want to be a creep, right? So we begin to think about what about me, and that's where that fear comes in. So when you come from a serving mentality, there's no fear. When you think about taking, then you begin to get anxieties. But what you have to realize that in a selling process, if you really believe in your service and your product and what you're offering can really help people, then you can really serve them with what you have. And so anytime I go onto a stage and I have to present, or if I have to get into a sales call, I immediately get into a state where I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into this and I'm just going to serve and give value. And that really helps calm my fears, helps calm my nerves, and it really gives me what I call the right mind theory, which says that you have the ability to go in and fully sell what you have to offer because you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are going to benefit them with the service you offer. So I want to give you that permission now to have your shoulders back, to know that you're going to serve them by getting on this call, and it's all about them. The second must is that you must understand their aspirations and their struggles. So we got to make sure that we are in a place where we understand what they want and what they're going through. So I know before I even make the call, that's going to be one of my big outcomes. I just want to know, as I get to know them, what do they really want? And I want to know, what are they really struggling with? And if they're struggling with something, is it something that I can help with, provide a solution to? So I want to make sure as I'm asking the questions that I'm asking the right questions that get them to admit to me if there is an area maybe of their business that they're struggling in, so that I can come in and help and be that solution for them. Because how am I going to be able to serve them if there isn't a problem? So the ethical thing to do is, if you don't diagnose a problem or they're not struggling in an area that you provide a service in, you don't sell them a product. So that takes the pressure off you and it takes the pressure off of them. The only reason we should be selling anything is if there is a struggle they have or a need they have, and we're coming in and providing the service to fill or meet that need. Or an aspiration they have, and they have made it clear that they want our service, and now we can come in and recommend our service. So there's no pressure in this environment because you're ultimately just asking questions to find out if there's a way that you can help. And the ultimate thing that we must do is we must make people feel special. This is one of the number one things that I think a lot of people overlook, and this is why I get so excited to get on a call, because whether it's a yes or whether it's a no, one thing I know is that I am going to make this person feel special no matter what. So I'm excited to get on my phone calls because I'm truly giving to them. I'm pouring belief into them. So if I'm talking to John and he's telling me about his business, I'm saying, man, John, that is so awesome. I can't believe you do that business. It is so needed. It is so honorable that you would get into such a field and help people the way you do. Man, you are so creative. How great of an innovator you are. Whatever field he's in, I want to make sure that I make that guy feel so special, or that girl feel so special, because I believe that everybody within them has this desire to feel special, to feel wanted, to want to be important, to want to be listened to. And I'll tell you what, they go throughout their day, and a lot of people don't do that. They just want to bombard them with offers and offers and offers, and that's going to really help you stand out and feel good about the process. So I know when I'm getting on a sales call, it's a full service-based thing. I mean, I am just literally serving them. I'm giving them love. I'm making them feel special. I'm asking them questions, taking an interest in where they want to go and what their struggles are. So literally at the end of the call, it's just, hey, man, I think I can help you out here. I got something awesome that may be a benefit to you. I would love to partner up with you and join and be a part of your journey. Would you like to work together? And so a big part of that is we got to have these musts in place so that they can feel comfortable and we can be able to lead them in that conversation to begin to work together. But we have to understand, though, and put things into perspective, that when we do get on the call, the reason sales can be a little difficult is because people are afraid. They don't know you yet. They don't have that rapport a lot of times. And so they're afraid to be taken advantage of. I mean, haven't you been afraid to be taken advantage of when somebody tries to sell you something, right? It's not a good feeling. We don't want to end up just allowing some sales guy to just close us on something and they take advantage of us being kind or nice. Or take advantage of the fact that we may have money and they just want to take a part of it. So we really have got to take a genuine interest to really relieve some of that fear of being taken advantage of, and really letting them know, hey, I really do care about what you are doing, and I really do care about the struggles that you may be going through, and I think I have something that can really help you. And so when you come from that genuine place, they open up and say, you know what, I think you're right. I think you can help me based off of what you do. And then at that point, it just becomes a money thing. Can they afford it or can they not? And now you have the ability to work with them on the price. The other thing that they're afraid of is they are afraid to be a victim. You know, sometimes people, what happens is they are afraid that you're a good person. You made them feel special. You're a nice guy or a nice girl, and they know that you have good intent, but they question your impact. They don't know if you can truly help them. They like you, but they're not sure you can deliver. So it's very important that so that you relieve this fear of them becoming a victim, that you have some case studies or you have some proof or examples of other people that you may have helped, so that you can say, hey, look, we've helped so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. We're not just telling you that we can help you. We really have results and case studies that show you that we have results. So that's going to help relieve that fear. People are afraid to be vulnerable. A lot of times they don't want to tell you if they're struggling financially, or they don't want to tell you if they're struggling in their business because they don't want to seem weak, and then you come in and try and sell them something. So how do we solve that? Once again, we got to make them feel special. So when we ask them, hey, is your business growing as fast as you thought it would? Or hey, are you in the shape that you want to be in right now? Or hey, are you hitting the goals the way you'd like to this year? As we ask them those questions and they begin to open up, we have to create an environment where they can be open and honest about their struggles. So we want to let them know, hey, it's okay. I've been there too. I know what that's like. And here we infuse a little bit of compassion with where they are in their current situation. Hey, I know what it's like to not have the finances right now to make a move. I know what that's like. But I also know how awesome it is when you get a breakthrough, and that's what I want you to experience. So how can we make this happen? So it creates an environment for them to be vulnerable, but yet you could still lead them. The next one is people are afraid to be sold. People don't want to be sold. That's a big fear. And so how do we eliminate that? We have to ask questions, once again, to find their pain points and then recommend a solution. So the way you eliminate that fear is ask questions. Say, hey, so, by chance, would you be interested in learning a little bit more about this, right? And so you make it a journey. You make it an educational process for them. That's what's, when you get really good, is when you turn the buying process into an educational journey. Hey, how awesome would it be to be able to go on this journey together? And we're not only going to be able to grow and learn so much, but it's going to be able to get you closer to some of those goals that you have, and I'd love to be part of that process. So that helps that fear of being sold. People don't trust anyone. Sometimes when you're a stranger, they don't trust you yet. They go, who's this person on the other line? So how do you eliminate that fear? Well, one of the things is we want to tell them what you can't do, because you're not, Superman. As awesome as you may be, there are some limitations to your services. There are limitations to your product. And we need to be able to be transparent. So for example, I'm in the business of helping build people's brands and helping them launch their brands, but I have to be honest with them and say, hey, look, we want to help you get this thing off the ground. But the reality is there still is a risk here, and we want to make sure that we minimize that risk, but we want to help you with the strategies of moving forward and launching and being successful. So I have to tell them too and be transparent, because if I let them know what I can't do, then that increases their trust in me, because they go, wow, this person is not just trying to just sell me on the positives, but he's being realistic on also some of the cons. And people, will do that. They'll like the fact that you're being honest, and they'll trust you a little bit more. So maybe you can let them know, hey, look, if you're selling life coaching, hey, look, to be honest, I can't give you a miracle pill. I can't make you get the result right away. It's going to take time. But what I can assure you is that if we get started, you're going to be able to get a breakthrough. Our goal is to get a breakthrough so that you can get past this circumstance. But it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. So as you begin to incorporate some transparency, that gets their BS radar to go down, so they trust you a little bit more. Okay? Regardless of what they may think or the fears they may have, if we diagnose a pain point or a struggle that they're going through and we have a solution to it, it is our obligated duty as a human to offer them our service and our products. That means that we have to ask for the sale. And so if I don't diagnose a problem, then I don't ask for the sale, because it doesn't make sense. If they don't want what I have, they haven't acknowledged that, and if there's no pain point, then there's no sale there. So it's very important that if we do hear what they want, and we do hear what their pain points are, and we see that they want one or the other, the aspirations of what we can provide, or we can relieve their pain, it's my obligated duty to offer my product or service. And then and only then do I go into selling what I have to offer. So the key is here is that if you notice, this is an environment which is great because it takes the pressure off us, it takes the pressure off them. We just have to focus on serving them, understanding their aspirations and struggles, making them feel special, and then just recommending what we do and leading them through the buying decisions to close the deal. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't just some fluffy call. One of the things that we have to be very clear on is that we have to make sure that we are very intentional about what we do. The intention is to make a sale. We want to be able to be on a mission to help as many people. We want to close as many deals as possible. We want people to be able to write us big checks and close big deals here. We want that without a shadow of a doubt. But we could do it the right way by building connections, deep versus wide, meaning instead of just going person by person by person, really establishing these relationships. Because at the end of the day, not everybody is going to say yes right away. There is a red light where they're an absolute no, they'll never be your client. There's a yellow light, which means that they're not ready just yet. And then there's the green light, which says, I'm ready to go now. But if we do a great job of developing deeper relationships, we can do the better follow-up, and we can be very intentional while building a database where we can be able to close more sales. So I don't want you just thinking for the long term, but I want you thinking about investing in relationships I don't want you to think about just the short term. I want you to be thinking about investing in relationships for the long term as well, because this is a database that you're building of relationships, and you want to make sure you maintain those relationships as well. So go ahead, put your shoulders back, go out, make some calls, make people feel special, find out what they want, find out what their struggles are, offer your product or service, and when you do it that way, people are going to love you. You know, when you've gotten really good, when people start thanking you, they go, wow, thank you so much I'm so glad that you called me. I really was looking for somebody like you. I'm so glad you called me. I think you're the person I've been looking for. I'm so glad you called me because, man, you're going to be able to be the person to help me. Thank you, thank you. And that's how you know you're getting really good. People will start thanking you because of your courage to step out and reach out to them, build a relationship, and offer your value to the world. Because ultimately you have gifts and you have unique experiences. And these unique experiences nobody else has except you. And they were designed for you to be able to help others. All the knowledge that you've acquired, everything that you've got to this point in your life have been so that you could be able to serve others now. And it's your time to go out and make a great impact. I'll see you in the next video.